Alright, let's take a walk around to the backyard. As you come around either side of the house, you'll find that the backyard is fenced on all four sides. When you see the fence, you may think, man, that's never going to keep a dog in. That's a pony rail. True. But when you get up close, you'll notice that it's actually coated in a black vinyl coated wire mesh, which keeps all the little animals in, but keeps a nice open view that a privacy fence would give up. We've never had any issues with dogs getting out. We have medium-sized dogs. You'll see them here in a second. It's a pedestrian gate here that you can walk right through. It does lock if you want to put a lock on it, and it stakes into the ground down there. You see, as we scan across the back of the yard, we have crepe myrtles at the very front of the yard. Toward the back, another magnolia tree, a very large sweet gum, and several dogwoods in the middle of the yard. Now these right now are green because we're in the summer, but in the springtime for about 2 weeks they're brilliant white. All the leaves are covered in little white flowers. In the back there is a back shed you can use to store tools, and we also provide a lawnmower and some basic yard equipment. In the very back there are sprinklers. That's part of the septic system. The water is filtered and once processed, is pumped from a pump house out to the backyard, and it sprays out there. Now it can get a little wet out there because of the spray and if it rains, but you may have noticed we're actually sitting on the highest lot in the entire neighborhood, so drainage is really not an issue. And the yard where I'm standing right now, despite getting about 15 inches of rain in the last 3 days, is really dry. In the back it's a little boggy, but back here it's very dry. So you see, we'll scan across. On the south side here, you'll see that pampas grass makes a border all the way across the yard, provides a little privacy between us and the neighbors. Also, there's a bit of a ditch down there that collects some of that runoff that helps with our drainage. The neighbors aren't so lucky, unfortunately. But a lot of little animals, turtles, rabbits nest down there. You'll see frogs and all sorts of neat little critters down there. In the back of the yard, it backs up to a farm just behind us that really isn't used. It's just overgrown, and then just off to the side over there is woods. So in the backyard, depending on what time of day and year, you'll see deer, turkey, like I said, rabbits, turtles, all sorts of things will come into the back here. Also, blackberries grow back over there. If you hop the back fence in the summertime, you can pick blackberries, and that's kind of nice. We've got a couple of bird feeders out, and we've attracted an audience of birds, and as long as you keep those filled, you'll continue to get cardinals and blue jays, doves, all sorts of different birds and things. There's a fire pit here that we've constructed. It's built into the ground. It's pretty sturdy. There's lots of deadfall as a result of all the trees around the property, and so you never really have any shortage. If you ever want to do pruning or just basic lawn maintenance, you can take the stuff here and burn it, and there's really no issues. We're outside of incorporated Vernon, or outside of Leesville city limits. We're unincorporated Vernon Parish, so if you want to take out something here and burn it, there's no laws or rules about that. Set up some chairs, roast marshmallows, do whatever you want, and enjoy yourself. There's a cypress tree there. Moving across, you'll see on this side there's a drive-in gate. Now that's on a wheel. It's a little difficult to operate from time to time because it is kind of big, but if you need to, you can drive a vehicle back in here, and you can put a trailer in the back. We used to keep a trailer back here, or any lawn maintenance type equipment. That gate's, that's what that's there for, so you can drive back here. Over here there's a couple of rose beds. So when we first bought the house, there were these kind of ugly rose bushes in the front. They produce really beautiful flowers, but the rose bushes themselves are kind of brambly and unruly. So we just dug them up and put them back here. We're just past sort of the blooming season, but you see a couple still hanging out on there. But at the right time of year, and especially if you take care of it, which you really haven't been tending to it, but you put some rose food and things like that, you'll get a lot of flowers that you can cut and place inside the house all year long. Scanning back toward the front, oops. You'll see we have a barbecue grill here with a cover that stays with the home. It's also got a smoker off to the side, so if you don't have one, now you do. Congratulations. You'll see a full-size dog door here. It's substantial. We have 2 Australian Shepherds right there waiting to go back in the house, and they have no issues using it. I think anything up to a German Shepherd, maybe a little bit larger, unless you have a Great Dane or a Burmese or something like that, it really shouldn't be an issue. Pretty much any dog can get through there. See, the back door is a double outswing French door, which is nice because it really keeps that space in the dining room that it opens up to. You don't have to worry about hitting chairs or anything like that. It opens out to the patio. Both doors open up, which is nice if you have trouble and you want to move something into the house, big furniture, whatever. That makes it really easy. You see a hose off to the side here. It's all It's a never kink hose. Maybe a misnomer, more of a mostly doesn't kink hose, but it holds up along with the reel that stays here. And a little 4 hose nozzle, which is nice for different garden attachments, or if it gets dry at any point in the year, you want to hook up sprinklers and things, it makes it pretty easy. We have a little paved area right under the hose. Make sure you keep dry. And then here you'll see a number of, again, the crepe myrtle trees. They're not really in bloom right now. Let's see, we got a little bit here. You see some pink flowers. I don't know if you can see against the sky. They alternate. Some of the trees are pink, some of them are white, some of them have like a more purple hue, but really very pretty. There you go, you can see some pink through there. They're very nice, and you can see them from the street when you pull up, which is nice. Nice big patio, so if you want to set your yard furniture out here, or some potted plants, things like that, that makes that easy. A nice little area, but you've got really all of the yard to do that if you want. It's a bit of a wood pile area right here where you keep firewood. There's a fireplace in the home, so if you ever need to buy or store firewood, or you got more wood than you can burn in the backyard, stack it here and use it when you're ready. A number of other bird feeders. You'll see hummingbird feeders, and we have a large audience of those as well. In fact, I didn't mention it earlier, but if you come back over here, right by the rose bed, it's mowed down right now, but there's some really neat purple flowers that grow here if you don't mow them, and they attract hummingbirds. It's a really big field there. In the very back over there, a bit of a compost area. It's where I drop my grass clippings and things like that. So if you know, anything you don't want to burn or you don't want to take out to the street, you can just dump back there. The great thing about having a really big yard like this, and this is about a ½ acre in the backyard, so you can pretty much do anything you want back here and nobody bothers you. So there it is, backyard. Let's go inside.